Good evening, gamers and grilled cheese enthusiasts. Today we're bringing you some Counter-Strike 2 gameplay. We got RIT Orange facing off against George Mason. I am Puppet, and I am here with.
Emo Man 112.
We're both on the D2 team, so we know a little bit about Counter-Strike. We're going to be getting you through this cast tonight. We got the first map coming up. We're just getting into it right now. Is going to be Ancient, and that was picked by RIT Orange. George Mason will pick T side to start off with. So, what do you think is going to be the big, challenge for George Mason? I think they started off, 0-1 in PlayVS, RIT 1-0 right now. What do you think George Mason's going to have to do to take this game?
Look, I'm a big glazer of RTD1. I think they're all phenomenal. I think if they can overcome Sham, who has such a presence in the server, I think they might be able to win. If Benji's on his prime, like is primed up right now, then they're gonna really struggle.
Yeah, I think Sham with that op, if he starts getting that op and gets active, pushing places, I know, it's kind of popular right now to push through A main with that op, get that set up, or just, post it on long. They're gonna really have to focus on getting Sham out of that game with the op. Otherwise, RAT has shooters, so I think they're gonna have to shoot back just about as well. Um, if we do, get through Ancient here, the first map, we're gonna have GMU picking Mirage, and then if we end up going to a third map, that'll be Anubis. So, um, looking forward to this Ancient game. Right now, we're just waiting for both teams to ready up, and we'll get into the game shortly. But I think RIT Orange starting on CT side, it's a bit strange for George Mason to start on T side. Why do you think they chose to start on T side?
Look, I feel like there's a mentality of we can get as many rounds as we can on T side, and then we take the optimal side for the rest of the match. However, starting CT, you get a guaranteed 12 rounds, which is kind of a bit better.
Mhm.
But yeah.
And we're about to get started into this match right now, counting down on the pistol round timer. To go ahead and look at the utility, CJ Flores is going to pick up the smoke flash for George Mason, and they're also going to have a Tech 9 raid boss. It's been a while since I've seen a Tech 9 in the pistol round, so I'm really curious what they're going for. They're going towards B right now, and it looks like we're going to have a 2-3 setup for RIT, so tough one. And it looks like they're just running straight up.
Running dog.
And there's nobody on site right now. It's going to be facing on the long player, but they're going to have support. Hoax and Benji just clearing them up. Not even any shots back from George Mason. It might even be a quick, wow. 5 deaths right there. Nobody going down from RT. Barely much damage. Benji a little bit low, but that was a quick,
Yeah, beautiful.
that was a beautiful strat, and they even steal away the Tech 9. So RT going to be looking just to get a little SMG buy. They didn't get bomb plant for George Mason, so I doubt they're going to buy here. Just try and get the buy as soon as possible on the second round. So it should just be a quick cleanup round from RT Orange.
Now, Nick's actually going to be staying on a P250 here. Assuming he's going to save up for an op for Sham for next round.
Yeah, it's a really kind of fun economy play where they don't get bomb plant. It's not very likely that they're gonna force. So you just stick with an upgraded pistol, and you can get that op out as soon as possible. And that was we were talking about with Sham, trying to get that op out as soon as possible. They're gonna run right into the B mowdown or A mowdown. I always swap the sights on this map, but that was another quick round here. Pretty much no damage, and we're gonna get into the buy as soon as possible for George Mason.
Okay, so this is game start. After pistol round, the bonus round is kind of just a throwaway round. If you can get a kill, you can get a kill for the T side or whatever side loses. Now this is game start. Official, this is where strats are starting.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what George Mason is going to start hitting. We do get the op out of Sham very early, so I don't know if George Mason saw that Hoax had just a P250, so they might be a little bit surprised by the op on this round. So we'll kind of see how they kind of poke and prod around. We're going to have Hoax taking lane control, and X-Captain is going to get the first kill towards mid, but he's going to get trade out from Snowflower. So we're going to be going to a 4v4. But you'll notice that the T side didn't have much utility going into this round, so they're kind of working with not a lot. Magician is going to be creeping out A main right now. He might be able to get the drop on the X-Captain. lining up the shot, and he'll take it. So that'll be a 4v3 for George Mason, and they have control over the A side. We're going to see the players rotating over. Sham going to be the first on the scene with an op. We're a bit worried about red, but he'll start creeping in towards A.
Ooh, I really like this from them.
It's actually a fake, but if he overplays it, it could be... They can now retake A, and they might be able to rotate back, and it's actually Koza is sitting around on B. He's going to start moving over. The smokes come in. That should be the sign that it's coming back to B, but they will get the plant down and get a post plant here for 3v3.
Now, I don't know if RIT is going to be worried about a lurker here. That could be an issue, so Benji's looking towards red right now.
Gonna get the nade break from Sham. Not gonna be able to find the shot though, and they're still smoked off a bit, but Benji's gonna get the spam. So now we have 2 players left for George Mason, and they're both stuck at ramp. There's no real utility to block them off. They'll just be taking the fights, and Benji with another one onto Flores, and now it's just Snowflower in the clutch. He's gonna find the first, looking for the second, gets the second, but can't find the kill onto Koza, and Koza will have time with the defuse kit. They'll go ahead and clean the round, but it was a bit costly for RIT Orange. Not gonna lie, but they'll still be happy with that one. They'll pick the op back up, and they'll be good going into the next round.
Definitely was an expensive round though. They have the economy for it. They're gonna be fine. Hopefully, they just can't lose this next round.
Yeah, and it will be another buy from George Mason. They're gonna want to stay in that round. They should have. It looks like they'll have 4 AKs. No, it looks like some weapon trading is going around.
1 glow.
Yeah, and a Galil. The util it's okay. They'll have some flashes, smokes.
Looks like they're gonna play fast towards B. Never mind.
Looks like going for quick into cave, but they're gonna have to fight at shelf. Trading damage, Hoax and Flores. Benji, I know he wants to fight this. He's gonna walk forward. There's the flash. Doesn't see the player. Oh, he'll get the flick.
Beautiful shot.
That'll give us a 5v4 early on for RIT Orange, and they're gonna keep that control towards mid, fall back right about now. So a nice start for RIT Orange, about 30 seconds into the round. And now, what can George Mason do you think, to try and claw back this round?
I mean, at some point, they're going to have to group. Right now, Bomb is sitting in A main, just kind of holding. I don't think his shadow was spotted, so Shimp doesn't know he's there. They hear Jasty down bottom ramp, so they're going to call that. He made noise running away to kind of fake a, I guess, rotate, but it looks like he's lurking around here. They're probably going to end through mid and donut here and have Bomb take last contact towards Temple, hoping the Temple guy starts looking towards donut once they, I guess, eventually hopefully kill X-Captain.
Mm-hmm. They're looking to take a fight in cave right now. One thing I have noticed, Koza, as he's walking away, will get the flick back onto Jasty and Snowflower. So now just 2 left for George Mason. One thing I noticed was that red was gapped. So I was wondering if they would have to adjust for that gap. And it seemed like just as they were doing that is when George Mason goes up for the fight. But we have 15 seconds left. They're going to try and save. And Corn Force cannot get the kill on the X-Captain. So it's going to be a 5 alive round for RIT Orange, starting 4-0. I'm sure they're going to be pretty happy with that. They know, on CT side, that's a good start, get that economy going. No deaths as well. So
save coming in from George Mason here.
Yeah, I think they should. They're gonna get. Oh, they were teasing a little, but I think they're just gonna go for a couple Mac 10s. I think George Mason should try and get a full buy going with util set up for an execute. We've mostly been seeing a couple firefights here and there trading out, but I think if you play like that, it might just favor RIT. I would like to see a full out execute. We're gonna get the fight into Jaguar. Hoax trying to clean it up. And wow, he'll get a 3K right there on shelf with the bomb control. It's just CJ Flores in the 1v4. Tucked in Jaguar with the AK is not going to be able to get in. And Hoax with a 4K jumping up shelf. There's so much pressure right now from RIT in the shelf and cave position. So it's really hard right now for Jared Jason to get any control towards B. I really think they should take a round and really fight for mid control through elbow, I think is what I would like to see from George Mason.
I'd also like for them to take a timeout and talk about what they want to do and how they want to approach it, seeing as their at least first 3 rounds didn't really work out that well.
Yeah, at this collegiate, it's you don't see timeouts all that commonly for a lot of teams. They are gonna go for that mid fight.
Double elbows, but one did miss.
Yeah, they're gonna go through. They're kind of playing alone, so one's just gonna walk through the smoke with no team backup or flashes or anything really. So straight up 5v4 right now for RIT, And looks like George Mason is going to be grouping in a main. Sham with the op. He's going to swing wide. Will find the kill onto Jasty. Sees another player is going to try and jump back into the spot there for the next kill onto the Magician. And now it's just two for George Mason. It feels like George Mason are really just trying to take these dry peak fights. I really want to see some flashes and trades from each other, because it really just seems like their spacing is not set up to, take on a team of players like RIT Orange who will just kill you, as you come out. They're going to try and take out mid here in the 2v5. They'll take out Hoax, but 50 seconds left, and Benji has control of lane here, so it's going to be a tough spot for them.
They currently feel very disorganized, especially in the mid round. I mean, I get it. You're nervous against, like, at least versing the number 3 team in the country for collegiate Counter-Strike.
Oh, Sham with the whiff. Will he get punished? He will. Ex-Captain will trade, and it'll be into a 1v2.
Now,
Snowflower is kind of... He's cautious about other players on A. He killed 2 players on A, so I don't really know. He's really playing it slow. He's got to get the plan down with 10 seconds left, and he'll kind of give them, Koza and Benji, time to get into position here. Looks like he'll go and look for the fight against Benji, and he'll get dropped. So, they fought back with a couple of kills walking through red there. I like they kind of slowed it down and tried to take some fights, but I think, if Sham hits that shot, it's kind of over anyway, so... I don't know. I really okay. There's the timeout. So I think for George Mason, they really should be making like a fast sort of play or something like that. Like something that they're not just looking for like to trade out against. You can't trade out against RIT Orange right now. They're just shooting way harder than you. So something that you can kind of explode and surprise them, catch them off guard, I think is what George Mason really needs here, and get into a nice post plant. They've had one post plant, but they kind of fumbled it a little bit. They were in weird spots, so I want to see a good post plant from George Mason.
I agree. I'd say this round should either be a util burner or a really fast round.
Well, we're going to have the 4 AKs. We're going to have a MP7 coming from Cornforce, which is a bit strange because he has $2,000 left. But...
I mean, hey, you want to use an MP7?
It did get buffed recently. It's not bad.
Look, man, I used to have 10k and buying a FAMAS every round, so...
And we are seeing a bit of a slower round. Looks like we're setting up for a late mid take, but, they're looking to take control of lane here. And that smoke from Ben might kind of slow their plans down, yeah. Captain will be falling off of mid, though, so... It looks like they should be able to get mid if they go for this. The problem is just, where do they go from here? A little bit of pressure out of a main from the Magician. Sham has been playing, towards big box. He's going to flash himself kind of coming out, making a little bit of noise. So, there's 3 players over here. And he catches Sham. Doesn't hit the shot, but all the players will start to converge. And Cornforce gets the drop on X-Captain, but he can't find the shot with the MP7. X-Captain with the 3K out of Donut. And now it's a 2v4. They're walking up onto the B bomb site, but they're not set up. They're not prepared for the setup into Cave, and Koza and Benji will clean it up.
Now, I didn't hate the round. I will say they did kind of fake A pretty well. They did have 3 people rotated onto A. Obviously, RIT kept Benji and Hoax, was it, in Cave? But it was a good fake, honestly. 2 through mid as the A main guy is just making weird noise. If the mid didn't come through, then honestly, the A, that just felt like a fake. Like, that was really obvious.
Yeah, I think if they were a little bit more coordinated on that, fight where Cornforce kind of comes in a bit faster on Captain when he's, trading out, I think that could have been a bit more successful. But right now we're looking at RIT Orange 7 up over George Mason, and we have a 0-7 from Jasty and Cornforce. So looking to get these players on the board. They're looking outside of A right now. So maybe just a quick A pop later into the round. The problem is, though, we've seen this setup from RIT where they fight middle, they'll take lane. Snowflower walking out on elbow right now does catch Hoax a little bit off guard, so we'll run down But it is kind of showing. Oh, Sham
Ooh,
with another
beautiful kill on
miss.
Sham.
He has been missing a little bit, so that'll give us a 5v4, a good chance right now. I really want George Mason to capitalize off this. They're gonna walk one player into Donut, and X-Captain's gonna take them all down. Boom, 3 headshots, and I mean that's kind of the round. You gotta get into Donut there with a coordinated effort. They're not trading out with each other, so I did like, they got the kill on the Sham. He whiffed the shot. They, take him out. Honestly, they don't even need to fully play off that either. They can maybe like slow it down, but they just kind of walked one by one into X-Captain in Donut, so it was really not good.
Yeah.
We'll go into round number 9 right now. It'll be, looks like a sort of half-5 from George Mason. But, as I was mentioning, this setup from RIT, we've seen pretty much the same couple rounds in a row. They're fighting for lane. They have one guy holding elbow, so... and then they kind of rotate back and hold, a 3-2 setup. Hoax jumping up to Shelf. We'll take out Sunflower early. Let's see if the boys from George Mason can fight him down. He'll get a little bit of damage, and they're rather running into Benji, full running with the Tech 9. Benji's not going to be happy about that. Hoax looking to fall back. So 4v4, but the gun advantage is still into RIT's favor. They're going to get the kill with X-Captain. 3v4, and there's just so much, RIT are all here. And
Nice shot from Sham there.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Clinical. It's my Pookie Bear right there.
They're set up to take this down. Hoax might not be able to Magician. It's just Flores once again in the clutch. He's going to get the one on the Hoax, jumping across. Gets another one on a Sham, and he's going to look for the kill. He knows where Koza is in the 1v4, and he gets the last on the X-Captain in Donut. Flores with the clutch to get George Mason their first round.
Somebody sign this man, bro. Holy. I just saw some Tars clip that looked like this. Literally exactly like this, bro. Beautiful, bro.
It was a couple nice shots from Flores. RIT looking to try and clean up the round a little bit before their time, as Flores just guns them down. So George Mason will get their first on the board as, a result of Flores' nice little 4K.
What a way to get a first too, man. That's beautiful.
That was beautiful. A nice little cleanup, but RIT looking to call this back. They still have money, and I don't know what this buying pattern is from George Mason. I mean, they have the money to get Jasty an AK, and I just don't really understand what their goal is here. I mean, it seems like they're kind of maybe trying to like split their money up between rounds, but just invest in a round and, take a round.
They're also constantly buying Galils, man. I really want them to get an op and post up on like Shelf. Like, try and punish this Shelf aggression, dude.
Yeah. A little bit of a change in setup here for RIT Orange. We got 3 players on a Benji down ramp. We'll get one. Gets traded by the Magician. So...
Sham is going to start rotating off Temple, but they still do have 2 on A.
I think this is a really good chance here for George Mason. They're going to have to play 2 and 2 for RIT. So if they just group up and take something all in one execute, one swift motion, trade out, I think they should be able to take this one. X-Captain pushing into a main. He's going to take it down by Snowflower. So there's a lot of pressure on Hoax right now in Donut as they try to rotate over. He'll get the first onto Flores, and he'll swing out. Corn Force will trade, getting his first kill of the game as they run out onto A. So now a 3v2 with the bomb going down. It's going to be Sham and Koza. Sham trades out for an AK.
They're going to double up in Donut here. Okay, I'd say Sham really needs to get this guy close so he can Donut. All right, beautiful kill on
It's a bit of a strange peek out from Cornflower. I would have liked to see them, just play for time here, and they're gonna go out 1v1 or 1v2 onto the Magician. It's just gonna be Snowflower left. They'll tap the plant. They should hear him drop out. He'll get the first kill, but he can't find the second onto Koza trading out. It'll be another round for RIT Orange. The post plant was so disconnected. They had a player in Temple, they had a player big box, and they had a player on site, and they just kept taking fights into the 1v2. I really would like to see them just play for each other, swing off once one makes contact. Play together, boys. We're going into round 11. George Mason still having money to buy. They got the plant, and they had some of that money left over. But they're kind of running out of time here to get some T rounds down.
Look, I'm kind of feeling a Hoax stomp here. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Hoax is gonna really get at least a 3K this round.
He's doing pretty well. He's gonna go out towards mid, jumping up. He's gonna be blind. He'll actually fall back off that, so they won't have the lane pressure that they have had the last couple rounds. Their shelf smokes have been a little bit weird. Maybe something going on with that as we set up outside A once again. And it's really been George Mason has been hesitant to, set up around B. It seems like they've been, they lost to the lane pressure a couple of rounds, but they haven't really been trying again now that RIT has changed their setup. So I don't know how much info they have on that. Flora's going to go ahead and clear Donut right now. So it looks like actually kind of a fake setup. They're going to fake towards A with this Donut pressure and set up to go out B with the bomb.
They really haven't been putting any pressure red either.
It's weird because RT has been gapping a couple times. They're gonna walk out Flores alone, no trade potential, and Sham should see this last player coming out, and they're just gonna keep walking in one by one. And now your fake just has no pressure because there was no util, there's no coordination right there. They're just expecting like RIT to walk off the site after getting 3 kills. So I don't really know what the game plan is here. They're gonna be set up on site. And there's, 25 seconds left. There's not really a lot to do. There's a little bit of pressure from red, but otherwise, it should be easy cleanup here. Magician can't find the kill onto Benji. We'll see if JST will go out and try to fight him or not, if he'll just try and save. There's only 15 seconds left. He'll get shot in the back from Koza. It'll be a 10th round for RIT Orange.
I saw the ace potential there, though. If
Yeah.
it was Flores, I would have believed.
If it, Flores, he's got the highest kills on George Mason right now. I hope JST gets a kill. Right now he's not looking so good. It looks like a game from me. But I believe in you. So we can go ahead and get to the last round of the half. I think George Mason. I really just want them to make a fast play out mid or something like here. They really have not been contesting at any point. Through any utility or anything like that, and it's going to be another slow A play. So, yippee. Sham here on top of Big Box. They haven't seen this position, and he sees the shadows, so he should know this is an A setup. He'll drop off and just drop the molly. Good defensive play from Sham. I know he wants to just trade on the main with the op, but he will play it safe.
If only I could do what he does with an op, man.
It's
Maybe
beautiful.
we actually win matches.
I mean, maybe. Just another slow round though. Right now, chilling in A main. They're not really like fighting for any control, so I just don't really get the point of these slow rounds from George Mason. They're just like hoping that RIT walks into them, and for the most part, they're not. And even when they do, they claw back the round. Sham sees the shadows once again. Should be able to get this kill. He'll actually hit the tag through the wall, and he swings out. Magician gets the kill. It's a nice kill from Magician, so they should have the site as the RT players start rotating in. But once again, this post plant is going to be tough. They will get the kill onto X-Captain early, and that'll, I think, really help out with this post plant. They'll get the plant down. It's going to be from Donut and CT. Benji with the kill. Brings it to a 3v4, and we have 2 weakened players. Benji can't find the kill onto the player at Big Box, looking away. He'll swing out onto the Magician, and the Magician will get the kill. So good round right now for Magician. It's just Koza in the 1v4 on the post plant. Bomb ticking down. Can't get the flash. It's just going to be a KD saver kind of game. Kind of round here. It won't end up. And we'll have 2 rounds for George Mason at the half. What do you think was kind of the problem here for George Mason?
Honestly, it doesn't seem like they're playing together at all. Their spacing is really bad. They're kind of just walking into angles where they know an op is most likely posted. I mean, there's no real like clearing. It's just straight up just walk clearing, which isn't good. You're pretty much just you're basically standing still at that point, to be honest. So you're really easy to hit.
Yeah, we'll see if George Mason can claw this back. Jasty with the Molly and Nade pistol buy, which I've been trying to get my teammates to stop doing. So we'll see what they do with that. But 2-1-2 setup right now, as RIT is going to run out into mid. They're going to smoke off somewhere on B. Flores with the first kill in red. He gets a second. There's so much pressure on him right now. Let's see if can he get a third. No, Sham will trade it out. But that is a nice start for George Mason on their CT side. They'll get blocked momentarily in red as they rotate over, and they're going to go into Jaguar together. There will be 2 players here ready to fight them with the dualies. Cornforce gets the first, and X-Captain gets 2. So they will have a decent chance to get on site. There is a player here looking towards long. They will get the plant, though. So 2v2 post-plant. Magician still has the smoke and the molly. Jasty will get the kill on X-Captain walking out, so now it's just a 1v2 for Sham. He's going to be playing into Cave gets the first kill onto the Magician, now 1v1. Let's see how he plays this. Swings out wide. He's not looking in the right spot. Will flick back. So now he has the info. Bomb ticking down. Can't find the fight. Jumps out into Jaguar. Jesse does have a 10-second defuse. It's going to be so difficult. He's going to have to take the fight right now. And he won't be able to get the damage. So Sham cleans it up with the 1v2. And it was looking pretty good for George Mason there. You know, they had the kills in red. And then, you know, they traded out into the 2v2 onto... into Donut, or sorry, Cave. But in the post plant, they kind of split up. I would have liked to see them, you know, stick together towards CT and try and fight the trades there. I think that would have been a lot better than splitting up. But we're gonna have a force buy now from George Mason into the second round. They really gotta put something together before this this game ends. So Hoax running it out mid. There's really no contest right now from George Mason. They're just playing it slow. But there is a player hidden in here, Jasty. Can't find the kill. Cornforce with the Mag 7, looking to find something in Jaguar.
Now Hoax is through red and in CT spawn right now. He's a good. I think he's looking to flank towards B. Jag gets traded out, or Jag just gets destroyed by Benji. To be honest,
Yeah,
Sunflower fails to find one here.
it's just kind of weird how they're playing. I mean, you know, I like the double cave setup, but they kind of like walk out into the open and then just get flashed and die. Magician trying to clean up what he can, but this is, you know, pretty much an impossible round. Koza will take him out, and that'll put RIT on match point for their map pick of Ancient. So, I don't know. I feel like George Mason, maybe they should make some sort of aggressive play. You know, both their CT rounds they were playing, you know, the same spot like in red. They were kind of playing these passive spots. I would like to see some sort of, you know, group gamble, aggressive play, that sort of thing. You know, maybe try and take RIT Orange off guard. They really have not played any aggressive kind of strats on either side, really. So,
To be honest, I don't think they're confident right now. They don't look confident in their play style right now. Like, even if they were to take aggressive fights, they're expecting to lose them, you know? I think right now, they hold Jag. I think they're doing fine. It's just last round, their red guy falling really early. I mean, he's down again. Like, Hoax is through red. This is really bad, because now they just have alert going through their spawn. And one has to just focus on that. Like, A's fully gapped. RIT has control of lane, basically has the B-bomb site. J Flores fails to get the kill. The Magician gets Hoax in red. Now he's on a 1v4 retake here.
he'll try and...
Don't think this is possible.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Retake on the B-bomb site. They have him cornered. And that'll be it. Except with the last kill. That'll be 2-4. 2-4. 2-13. RIT Orange taking the first map on Ancient. We're going to go ahead and move into the next map, which is Mirage. That is George Mason's pick. So maybe they have a little bit more prepared. Maybe they weren't, you know, so prepared on Ancient, you know, at the collegiate level. Maybe you don't get all the maps prepared. You know, there's a lot to work on. So maybe they have a little bit more going into Mirage. I'd like to see some sort of cohesion, you know, really kind of playing together on the spacing, I think, is what I really want to see from George Mason going into this next map. What do you think they're talking about in the George Mason crew?
Honestly, I think they're saying, hey, it's not our map pick. We didn't expect to win this. They're, you know, a very good team. Let's just go into Mirage, fully reset, and let's beat them. Hopefully, I really want to see an op out of George Mason right now. I really want to see them op here. I think it's a really impactful gun if they can actually get someone with an op in their hands and him getting constant kills and constant pressure. I think they have a chance against RIT Orange.
Yeah, and, you know, we've played against RIT Orange our fair share amount on Mirage, so, you know, I do think there are some, you know, spots maybe they could target. We know Benji likes to get a bit aggressive here and there. You know, a couple spots here and there, but it is going to be an overall general, you know, a strong setup from RIT Orange. They've played this map a lot. I don't think it's going to be, you know, like a complete weakness for RIT. Like, you know, everybody knows Mirage and RIT plays it a fair bit. So I don't think it's, you know, crazy, you know, weakness from RIT Orange, but maybe George Mason has, you know, some stuff prepared. We'll see.
I hope so.
And they will be starting on the T side once again. It is, you know, I do question on Ancient the T side pick, you know, because it's just once you know, you can't find any pressure anywhere. You just feel so like trapped on the side, you know, like what can you really do? I think I do think they should have made some of those aggressive plays that we're talking about. They really kind of slowed the round down. Um, but maybe on this T side, they get, Mirage is a bit more comfortable. Maybe some players get more aggressive plays going.
I agree. I honestly, I'm looking forward to their match. Like everyone knows Mirage, as we said. Ancient, it is one of the main maps that most teams play, to be honest. So I did expect them to be a little bit better in terms of their, I guess, team play in theory. I could see their execution, like, I could see their theory behind some of their plays. A lot of their fakes did kind of work. It's just RIT kind of just hit their shots in the end, and there was also some rounds where critical kills were missed, like that one ex-captain in Donut where Corn Force failed to kill him with the MP7 on the
Mhm.
flank. That could have opened up the site for, GMU to get a post plan in, but that failed kill kind of just messed up the round, or else they got RT on the rotates there.
Mhm. Yeah, it's kind of a weird spot because I do feel like there were a couple times on Ancient where they could have actually swiped around away. They had a couple post plants, a couple times where if they just hit a shot, could have been an easy round for them. But maybe this round, this match, they'll get a little bit more. It'll be their map. They'll maybe feeling themselves a little bit more, and they can, not worry so much about those types of shots and cleaning up the post plane, that sort of thing.
Hopefully, less MP7s on on regular buys. Honestly, on
Yeah,
the
I
T
would.
side especially.
Yeah, if George Mason has a coach right now, and I'm their coach, what I'm telling them is, clean up these buys, boys. You're playing you're playing to win the round. You're not playing for the long economy game, right? You saw RIT Orange just kept getting away with their CT rounds. So if I'm George Mason, I'm like, why do I care about the long-term economy right now? Let's just get the best buy we can on the gun rounds, get our full util, get a full exec going, and let's take some sites. Let's get into the post planes with some util. Forget about these like slow walking into positions. Let's use our util, get the full util, walk, and use the util to take better fights. Um, that's really what I'm looking for George Mason if they want to win this map.
Look, don't count them out, man. Like right now, it's RIT's games to lose, or RIT's game to lose right now.
Hmm. We're gonna go to get started on this Mirage map. Pick of George Mason. RT Orange starting on the CT side now. We're going to see their pistol setup. Mirage is, I think Mirage is one of the best maps, really, it's not, it's a bit of a pug map, but I do think there is a lot of things to think about on the CT side, what your setup is. Looks like we're going to have some early mid-util from George Mason. It's going to be window and connector. We'll see how they go out. Usually, you don't see, mid-takes too often on the T-pistol. But, oh no, Benji gets the kill through the smoke onto the Magician. That's going to be a poor start. Looks like they're trying to get the cat split, and Hoax is going to be there to stop them. And we have X-Captain up on the balcony with the dualies. And gets the first kill on the Flores. He'll swing out. Sham cleans up the second on the Corn Force, and it's just JC with the Tech 9 in the 1v5.
This round's over.
Yeah, might be able to get this one onto Hoax. No, it'll just go towards jungle. Obviously the shot through the smoke from Benji, that's a bit unpleasant. It's unlucky. But there was kind of just a failure on the positioning. Once again, the timing on that run up cat. There's nobody to trade Hoax. So that's kind of gonna be, I think, the message of the game. He'll get the tap on the Hoax with the Tech 9. See what he can do. Hoax or Koza just swinging out, clean that up.
Now I will say that round is kind of unlucky. Benji, great crosshair placement, knows when to spam, took the timing shots, hit the shot. Honestly, especially on pistol round, it needs to be a headshot. So he got very lucky. I'd say that kind of messed them up on their spacing. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say that. But let's see what they have cooked up for their eco, honestly.
Yeah, George Mason, once again, does not get the bomb plant, but they will have kind of a weird half commitment. They have a Mac 10 on the Magician, some techs, P250. So maybe they're doing like a weird buy where they try to get the op early and have JC, playing for the save on that, and maybe they'll save next round anyway. Got kind of an A execute here. Just gonna have the CT and the cross smoke. As they run out A main, there's not gonna be anybody on the site that will break through, and they'll get the kill on the Benji in the smoke. So they'll have the post plant. Koza getting shot down. He'll be low. This is a very winnable round right now for George Mason, and Hoax gets stinked as well. He's going to go through. JC will get the kill, so now a 3v5, and George Mason has a slight X-Captain trying to take some position, and Sham with the pistols getting in here. Let's see if George Mason can resist the temptation to peek, and Sham gets another kill. Now the worst guns are here. Oh man, this retake, really, wow.
It really fell apart.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, they had the kills, they had the early positioning in it, and then they just kind of had them walk out of CT sides or a CT ticket. So it was kind of strange. I really can't really tell you what went wrong in that post plant, but they'll get the bomb plant, and they should be able to get a decent buy here. They'll have a scout on Corn Force, as Sham is gonna have the op.
Hey, it's the pocket op, man. You get 2 scouts. That's basically an op.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Not really.
It is. At least with me and Avery, me and Cenuck.
Yeah, so we're going to have just a default here from George Mason. He'll get the window smoke. Not going to be out on the smoke break, so Sham, that'll be fine. Benji with the angle on the Snowflower, and he'll throw a nade down. That might just take them down. Good damage on the JC as Hoax is pushing up, and he might be able to catch them on the retreat. Cornforce jumping up. The Magician walking out in main. He might be able to find player here. No, and it's going to be a quick cleanup from RIT Orange, leaving JC in the 1v4-5. Just kind of another. I mean, the kill from Benji is unpleasant once again, but just kind of seems like they're just taking 1v1s, and this is a cleanup from Koza. RIT Orange taking the third.
I mean, look. With all respect to George Mason, they are versing currently ranked 3rd in the country collegiate team. You can't really blame them for, I guess, doing bad. But honestly, they're not doing that bad. A lot of these rounds, they're getting really close. It's just a bad post plant, which they need to work on. Other than that, they're just kind of giving ones, obviously. But they are getting accident too. Kills through smokes from RIT and just random rounds like that. But hey. I mean, they're pretty good.
Good try on the fast boost. As George Mason is going to be setting up for another A take. We're going to have the cross smoke lined up here. Benji, he clear. Oh,
he saw him. He saw him. He knows.
He's clearing him. Oh, he saw the leg. He's going to go ahead and swing, and that should be a free kill for Benji. A little taparoo there as they're coming out onto A, though. We'll get the trade onto Koza on the site, so they will get the plant down. Sham and CT with the op. He'll fall back, pay for the post plant. It's going to be a jungle-sided retake, as can Cornforce. He's kind of just jumping out, open to Benji there. So now 2v4 retake with Ramp and Tetris. Benji just going for the taps, leaving Snowflower in the 1v4. He'll get the first dropping, but this is, just not winnable for him. So they'll get the defuse, and, fourth round for RIT Orange. Just can't really get out onto... I mean, they got out onto the site, and they got the plant, but it's really kind of a hard position to defend there in the 3v4. You don't have your underpass lurk. Benji did catch him. There was a really good catch from Benji. It looked like he was walking away, and if he did, I think there was a very real possibility of George Mason winning that round, because Benji's like, yo, I cleared underpass. The guy swings out from underpass and kills you from jungle. Then you kind of have a disconnected retake, but it was a good try if they didn't get that kill. We're going to get the op onto the Magician. He's peeking out A main as Hoax going for the mid control for RIT Orange. We do have, a full buy here from George Mason. Once again, Cornforce on the MP7 with 2,300 in the bank account. Looks like Magician walking out A main with the op. He's going to be up Tetris. Might catch them off guard. Good try on the cross smoke.
It's close enough.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to kind of walk out. Benji will throw the molly.
I mean, mind you, this is a beautiful shot from the Magician.
Okay. A little round opener there for George Mason with 1:15 on the clock as the bomb reroutes from underpass.
Now, they should go quiet here, assuming they want to end a mid to A, like an A split. They should go quiet here and not make any noise towards A or not get spotted. Now, I don't think Benji saw him A main, so they might start leaning towards B.
Look at the util right now on George Mason. They have 4 flashes.
Yep.
How do they take a site here? Hoax might be able to catch a player off guard. Does he see the rifle? No. So he might call that clear. might walk out right now. Benji's still cautious though. So it looks like it's gonna be a last minute mid split.
Now they have one boosted into window. Hoke spots the guy on Cat. He drops
Ooh.
down. JSTG finding a kill into jungle here on Benji.
Good timing. They should have the A site. It's just Sham in the ticket with the op. They should know he likes to play here. We'll get the kill onto JST. Can he find anything else? He will spot the players. Can they get the plant? They have 10 seconds right now to get the plant. And there's so much pressure with Sham. They're going to stop the plant and try to fight him. They got to get the plant down, guys.
That's my goat, bro. I would give a standing ovation right now, dude, but I'm too lazy to stand up.
They'll clean it up. George Mason, they had the 3v5. They had the flank onto Benji in jungle. They had, good chance there. But, the time pressure with Sham in CT, it's just hard for them to get that plant down. I know, it's tough. Do I plant? Do I fight with my teammates? Just tuck, boys, Keep that mid control. They have the player in jungle. And, they should have a player in con so that, they can plant for that. And just clean up the round. So we're going to have a fifth for RIT Orange. It's going to be a little bit of half buy right now for George Mason. Looking for a B play. This is my favorite kind of call. We lost the last couple of rounds. Let's run it out B. Let's see what they can do here. Flores on site. Gets the flashes. Captain tucked behind default. They'll swing out. Get to the bench. It's going to be a cleanup right now from RIT Orange, JC, and bench. And it's just Corn 4 stuck in these smoking apps. He does have the bomb at least, so you can walk away from this.
Look, there's always a possible 1v5. I don't think this round's going to be that. I don't think RIT can or will give them that. But it was definitely interesting. I don't know. It felt like they were scared to scale towards empty there. Like they took no space on the site. They immediately fell back like to Van once they just took default. It was really weird. Like Chris just sat, X-Captain just sat on site the entire time default.
Yeah.
Nobody even saw him.
Because they kind of had 2 players out, but then there were still 2 players and apps kind of slacking on the B rush. Tradition. Oh, does he?
Shot
he
the leg of the body.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the info, and Sham will clean it up. They kind of they scaled toward bench, which is kind of not traditional what you would do on the B rush. Usually you jump out, you scale towards Cat, and you can swing X-Captain on that spot, but X-Captain was just able to sit on that default box. So not really get a lot of ground on the B rush. So it was just kind of cleaned up, and now we'll have a buy round from George Mason.
Now double op coming from RIT. I think this might be them being confident, which I don't blame them. They have the money to invest in it anyway.
Yeah, nearly max money. Magician actually gets the kill on the Benji in window with the no window. Was there a window smoke? Maybe it just landed late.
It was late.
So, yeah.
Now, Benji, I don't think he had a fast mid spawn, so that kind of looks like a sell.
Well, that's what Benji's known for, but RIT Orange looking to clean it up in the 4v5. Sham doesn't click. He gets saved by Hoax. So now into the 4v4 with mid control for George Mason. Oh, Sham peeks into the Magician. Doesn't expect him to be in window. We've seen a couple times now. Oh, JC, can he find the kill onto the ticket player? No, he cannot. We've seen a couple times now. George Mason getting into window, maybe catching RT Orange a little bit off guard, so they may try and adjust for that. Hoax looks away as Flores swings him from connector. Now we're in at a 2v2, walking up connector with the bomb. Koza defending the site, so they should know they're stuck in jungle right now. X-Captain just waiting outside the murder hole. Should be able to take this kill. Yeah, Flores walking in. No regard. No trade. X-Captain jumps away as the second player. Maybe he was expecting a cat split. Snowflower should have heard this, so he doesn't really capitalize off X-Captain running away. He'll walk back on the A where Koza is at ticket. Just playing it safe. 30 seconds left. Has some util. Has the bomb. Maybe we'll get a timing when Koza's looking away. He'll make noise, though, so should be able to get the bomb plant. No, he's kind of planting in the open. Koza might be able to swing him. No, he doesn't get the kill. He does get the bomb plant, so it'll be a 2v1. For Snowflower. Has util. Going to throw the molly towards CT. Still worried about that jungle, but both players from RIT are coming from CT. And walk into the fight. There's going to be the flash swing from Koza. Clean round from RIT Orange to clean up the 2v1.
Look, they're playing way better than they were on Ancient. I can see, what their idea is into going to rounds. They constantly have people lurking through underpass, getting them into window without RIT even realizing. They're not getting spotted, which is great. They're playing it really well. It just comes down to a lot of these fights, honestly. Like RIT, I mean, they had great kills, but you know their mid round hasn't been the best for Mason. Honestly, I really wish. Obviously, he doesn't know that X Captain isn't looking CT, but after the rotate into market, I really wish he kind of pushed into CT and either went back or went flanked him from market or flanked the CT guy.
No window smoke. Sham gonna get the kill onto the position. It's coming in late. That's a classic RT Division 2 play. And Sham on the jump up gets another kill on the Snowflower, bringing us a 3v5 in the favor of RIT Orange. Flores shot down from Benji in connector. He's looking to just take these fights towards mid. We'll see the player at boxes dropped by JST.
Surprisingly, the crouch peek actually worked there. That was a bit suspect, but hey.
Yeah. Now we have a 2v4 JC and Corn Force. Walking out mid right now. There's an op, and yeah, that's how it goes. Oaks in the ladder, leaving Corn Force in the 1v4. 2 ops screen on his position. That's Sham. Cleaning up the round for RIT Orange.
Beautiful shot on his teammate. Honestly, what a great knife too.
Yeah, just cleaning up that freeze time, damage onto the teammates, drop that armor, that sort of thing. George Mason looking to get another buy. That the economy is a little. I mean, they have max loss bonus, but they're not going to be able to get the full buy. They'll still get some rifles. Got a Mac 10. Util's not looking so hot.
They gave up on the op.
Yeah, guys, you have $2,000 in the bank. Why don't you have full util? I don't know. Ex-captain also has had max money at the start of the round, and he's looking to make some more because he has a Nova. Playing jump peeking at B.
Beautiful jump spots, honestly. Picture perfect. Amazing player, dude.
Yeah.
I just watched X Captain jump spot B apps, honestly, the entire time.
I'd be happy to do that, but looks like we're setting up for an A take with Flores lurking in apartments. Let's see how they do this. Oh, and JC's gonna go swinging out into the op of Sham. That'll bring us into the 4v5.
I mean, he gave Magician an AK, so it works out.
Yeah, Magician right now the highest kill player on George Mason. We'll see what he can do
Looks
here.
like they're throwing a CT smoke here. So they're going to have to take jungle control on this post plant, but it looks like they're faking it. Bomb's going back towards abs.
Yeah, they threw a CT smoke and they didn't do anything with it. So the fake is not exactly gonna be doing much, and we're gonna look to the last 30 seconds of the round. Maybe if Snowflower can make some last minute distractions here, they might be able to get out. But we will be able to see, hopefully, X-Captain with this Nova on the B site. Last 16 seconds. What are we doing, boys? Get together and let's go out. X-Captain with the first, with the Nova. We'll be able to find more. Go for the jump shots. 1.
Hit him with the boom.
Oh, and Corn Force running away. So we only get the 1 from X-Captain with the Nova. But yeah, they kind of just played themselves away the timing there.
Shot. If he died there, that would have been really bad.
Yeah, well, he still has a lot of money in the bank account for some reason, but
that's all from last round because he didn't get money because he waited till after time.
Yeah,
he survived.
So they tried like a weird fake where they didn't actually do anything on it, and so RIT didn't like rotate at all, and also then they just kind of walked out solo on B apps. So didn't really work out for them there. Looking for like another A setup. We're lining up the util. And maybe we'll get an actual. I mean, so far the most success they've had is on these A executes. Just cleaning up the post plant is kind of the struggle. It doesn't seem like they've really been able to, win the fights at mid or anything like that. So I think, just going into the A takes is going to be the best. But JST is going to get killed early, and the spam damage from Koza on the Corn. So that's going to be another 3v5. Oh, jumping into each other. Benji with the team
Beautiful kill from Benji. Beautiful.
We love to see it, and it's a 2v4 now. Thank you, Benji. Sham will get the kill on the Magician, leaving Snowflower in the 1v4. And yeah, they didn't really even get to the execute. What I was saying was that the best rounds they've had is on the A execute, but they can't even get into it. So I don't know. Just stop peeking ramp, I guess, without any flashes, and execute, please.
I mean, dude, they've been really successful in their defaults. It's just the post plants that have been really bad for them. They're just, lacking that final round finishing kills,
Yeah, I think George Mason may be feeling a little bit out of it. They haven't taken a timeout. 10 rounds in and a half right now, and once again they're sitting outside A. They're gonna have no util towards mid, so should be pretty telegraphed right now for RIT Orange. Once they check top mid, they should be able to rotate back to their bomb sites. Goes to just playing it safe at ticket. Here comes the util. He'll go ahead and go fight forward onto the site, so not going to be playing super heavy on the retake. It's going to be everybody out from ramp. Benji here with the support. Magician gets the first kill onto Koza. They should be able to scale now onto site since there's nobody in CT. And Magician will get another one. Benji through the smoke and another one. He's on stairs right now. Looks like they missed their stair smoke, and they're not going to be able to get the plant, so that'll give a little bit of time for RT to set up. Oh! JC gets the knife onto Benji. Get leadify, brother. Oh my goodness. Benji now sets them into a 2v2.
Now, bomb isn't planted. Bomb died on site default.
What? Ex-captain, they're just retaking the site without the bomb even down. JC will get another. He's in the 1v1. Sham with the dig out. Here comes the flash. I've seen this before. He's looking the wrong way though. Sham doesn't hit the shot. JC out in the open, trying to hit the op shot. Oh, he hits it on the Sham. Just the 21 HP. He's gonna be laughing about that knife on the Benji, but that was really sketchy. Corner Force not getting the plant while they had the chance and kind of leaving the other players in the 2v2. I think if they had the 2v, that gets so much more pressure for them.
I mean, look, JCG got the knife. He got his clip, bro. He got a 3K to finish off the round. Beat Sham, who is self-proclaimed the best deagler in advanced. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, yeah.
Advanced best deagle player,
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Sham getting at the kill on the mission though. Revenge, as it's another like mid A default once again from George Mason with absolutely no util towards mid.
Now they're constantly down one in the beginning of the round. This is, I don't need a book to tell me that this isn't bad, They're constantly in a 4v5 at a minute 39.
There's a flash. Sham close. Oh, they have a triple op set up here for Orange, and now it's a double up because Sham goes down towards ramp, so 4v4. Let's see if George Mason can get out ramp. They're going to have going out dry. Koza with the no-scope. Can't connect. He's going to get the kill on the Corn Force. Oh, it finds the no-scope on the leg.
Are you going to finish him off?
Flores going to jump across to... Oh... Hey.
That was crazy. The nade bounced off the guy's teammate on stairs, and that's why it hit the guy. Or else normally it was going to go default. The nade bounced off the teammate's leg, or whatever, arm.
Might have saved us. Yeah, jump into stairs, saving the round. We're going to go to halftime now with RIT Orange up 11-1 on George Mason's pick. So they kind of need to win this pistol, and also all the rounds after it. But start with the pistol, boys. 1 round at a time. Yeah, the T side, kind of the issue was they kept defaulting out, and they kept just losing that first man early. It seems like straight up their best rounds were all just on that straight up A execute. Get into a post plant, and even though your post plant hasn't worked so well, just try and get into it and take one, because that's your best chance. Looks like we're going to have some sort of a fake here from RIT as they send the bomb towards A, or maybe just default. Ex-captain with the util in top mid. We have a 3-2 setup here for George Mason on the B site. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a split out of RIT Orange. Creeping up connector now. They're going to take the fight, see the players, and rotate over from B. So now it's a little bit on RIT to make the move as they come out from connector. Sham getting 2. Puts us in a 3v5. And we have Corn Force with the dualies. Captain jumping up. Nice shot from Flores, CJ. But ex-captain just cleaning them up. And it's all on to CJ now. Has had a 1v4, but he's going to have to get the ace right now.
Actually.
Oh, they're going to run them down.
Put respect on my guy, bro. He can win this.
He can win.
It's my go.
Get tapped down. That's a tough round. He had the kits. Koza with a little burst fire on him. But that puts RIT Orange at map point. And just got to clean up on the T round here.
Any
Uh,
predictions on whether RT is going to finish this?
you know, you know, it's always tough when you're at 12. You know, there's maybe a little bit of a mental block, but you know, they should be able to clean it up within a couple rounds at least. We're gonna get the force once again. George Mason has the Mag 7. We'll see if they can put it to better use than they did last time. Flashing into A main. We're gonna have the three players pushing into A main, and the boost and Sham cleaning up at the A main rush. Walking up Pawn right now. Benji will clean up the Magician and Corn Force. And that'll be it. RIT Orange takes George Mason 2-0. 13-2 on Ancient and 13-1 on Mirage.
Look, I've seen worse scorelines against RIT. I think that was honestly fine. Uh, nothing much to say, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue right there for George Mason to clean up would be, you know, that positioning, that staying together, and the util, I think. But you know, they do have some shots. They have hit some shots throughout the series. A couple clutches there as well. Not bad. Just, you know, a little bit of you know, the util stuff. I think they can still, you know, do some good in this PCL season. They're gonna go down to 1-2 as RIT, or sorry, 0-2 as RIT moves up to 2-0 in play versus. I don't know what it is.
PlayVS, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, overall some fun games. You had some, you know, that clutch from Flores. That's gonna be one to throw in the clips channel
man.
in George Mason. Yeah.
Honestly, you expect this type of match. Like, if RIT didn't put this scoreline up, you'd be kind of a bit confused, you know? Like, you expect this match.
Yeah, I mean, you know, RT Orange, you know, they're a pretty good team, I would say.
You know, the
One of
D2's better. The D2 team's better, though. You know?
naturally,
Like, their oppers, you know,
way better than Sham, for
better,
sure.
taller, you know.
Handsomer, everything like that. But I don't know. George Mason, you know, not a bad performance still. Even you know, it's always tough going against those types of teams like RT Orange. You know, just you know, go out and look to hit some shots, play round by round, have some fun, that sort of thing. So you know, good try.
Yeah.
And you know, easy, good cleanup from RT Orange. You know, still playing mostly disciplined through the rest of the match.
Mostly, yeah.
Mostly. Couple.
Bit of BM.
Yeah.
Bit of BM. Bit of
Knife on the
disrespect,
Benji
but...
was pretty fun.
Oh, that was great to watch,
It was
honestly.
good.
That was great,
I think we'll throw that in our clips channel as well. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. We're gonna go ahead and finish up the stream soon here. Thank you for watching, and enjoy your grilled cheese.
Thanks for watching. Have a good night.